All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Speak to the Beak. I am Tim the Ferds, joined as always on the weekend by Keith Hernandez, ready to talk some, stuff around the diamond here. So, Keith, how we doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Keith's always doing great. Keith, how has been working at City Field so far?
Oh, it's fun. I mean, besides like the rainouts and stuff, like I think we're up to three right now. But yeah, it's cool.
Have you been confused for the other Keith Hernandez?
No, because we don't look alike. But people, people like messing with my name and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's always fun.
Have you tried parking in a spot yet?
No, well, he's in a different lot than me, unfortunately.
You should try it anyway, because technically you're
I
Keith
should just go in.
Hernandez.
I'll go in and I'll cover my face on my ID, and I'll just read my name and just go right through.
It'll be fine after that, for
Yeah.
sure. That's amazing. So obviously, by the time you're hearing this, it'll be Monday. What is that? April 19th, I believe? Yeah, 19th. Okay, we're recording on a Saturday, middle of the day here. We got some cool stuff for you. So we're going to take a look at the standings. There are some teams that definitely do not belong where they are currently slotted. We had another no-hitter. We have some other topics too. Yankees, Padres, Dodgers, Shane Bieber. All right, fantasy nuggets. We got you covered, right? And a series to look forward to. But before we get into any of that, you guys know the deal by now. A couple of things we need you to do. So number one, follow at Beak Brands on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can communicate with me and Keith through that. Obviously, he's Keith Hernandez, 2Zs. I'm at Tim Ferdinand. The second thing, check out the website, beakbrands.com. All right, we got our written content there. We got podcast is also up there. Obviously, like I said before, middle of the baseball season, NFL draft less than 2 weeks away. Hockey's coming down to the playoffs. Like, we got a lot going on, so definitely check it out. Number three, which some of you seem to be listening to, so that's awesome. If you watch on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, like the video, comment, whatever. We've been picking up some subscribers, so thank you for helping us out there. If you are a Spotify and Apple listener only, you're not a video guy, listen, same thing applies. Subscribe and or follow, help us out, share with a friend. If you like the content, listen, that's awesome. If you don't like the content, tell us. Maybe we can make a suggestion. Like me and Keith said last week, if we're leaving out your team and you listen specifically for that, we'll throw you some nuggets. Because like I said, me and Keith are junkies about it. All right? So those are some of the things we need you to do. But Keith, are you ready to get started here?
I'm all in. Let's go.
Well, he's all in. Okay. So, quick look at the standings, Keith, right? The Red Sox are in first place. They are 9-1 in their last 10. The Oakland Athletics, after a terrible start to the season, have gone 7-3 in their last 10. They're middle of the pack. The Mariners are somehow in first place. So let's just start with the American League there. All right, we'll go Red Sox first because both of us kind of had like they might be able to compete type of thing, but we didn't think it was going to last all year. Has this little start to the season changed that for you, or you're still like they're probably going to fall off at some point?
No, not really. They're gonna fall off at some point. I mean, it's just a matter of how far their offense is carrying them. I'm pretty sure they've scored the most runs in the league. They're third to the Dodgers and the Reds. So yeah, I mean they're going crazy, but like you have to remember they got swept by the Orioles to start the season.
Yeah.
So like it's just a matter of how long can their offense outscore their pitching.
Yeah.
That's really it.
The potential is there for a couple of duds if you're getting swept by the Orioles. I don't see that happening many times this year. Listen, I agree. Same type of thing, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, even though their offense has been, like, nuclear hot right now. Listen, Oakland Athletics, it's about time. They didn't get the memo, I guess, that the first week actually counted, but now here they are. So,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on Oakland? I mean, everyone, I think, knows where I stand on them. They were, like, my dark horse pick to go to the World Series,
Yep.
so...
They're hot right now. Jed Lowry's carrying them.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Dude, all of like the Jed Lowry tweets are amazing.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, what the Wilpons did to him and the entire Mets organization was just terrible.
They
But,
definitely misdiagnosed his injury because there's no way this man took like 2 years to rehab and then he shows up this year and he's just like, yeah, I'm Jed Lowry and I don't have a knee brace on.
The Mets doctor said he needed surgery. and then he told ownership and like coaching staff that he needed surgery, and ownership said, "No, you're not getting surgery," and then they
Of
just
course they
made him
did.
play through it. So there's that. But yeah, they're hot, and I mean, not Oakland. Sorry, Houston is not.
Yes, they are not.
Lost 6 straight. Got another game against Seattle tonight. Um, but yeah,
No
they're
Altuve though. COVID list.
yeah, that's true. Oh well, yeah, that's true. They have like 8 guys out on the
Yeah.
COVID list right now. So I mean, I'm sure that's part of it, but like still, that's not good.
Yeah,
It's not
listen, I
good.
mean, I picked Oakland, so that's fine with me.
but
Like, if they want to
it,
keep
it's
losing, that's okay.
it's crazy. You look at every single division, and everyone's just around 500,
I
like a
know.
game over, a game under. Like you got Seattle that's 5 over or 4 over. Boston, we said 5 over. Um, and then the Dodgers. That's like the only other team that's like
Yeah, I know. So
been hot from
I
the
was gonna
from the
flip to the
start.
National League. So yeah, the American League definitely. I just want to shout out Frankie Montas after getting destroyed in his first outing has returned to being Frankie Montas. Go Frankie Montas, go. Okay, so the National League, right? Like Keith just said, the Dodgers have lost as of this recording 2 games the whole season. All right, they are a cheat code. They played the Padres last night. Awesome game. Loved every second of it. I just saw on Instagram that Justin Turner said last night that you get to see 19 World Series
Yep.
games this year because that's how amazing this is going to be. Bench is cleared in the 10th inning, and me and Keith said this before the season even started. This is going to be the little brother finally saying, all right, like, we have enough to go at you now. Like, let's play.
Yeah, it's that game was so exciting to watch last night. And you know, I was gonna pull that Justin Turner quote too, that it's gonna be 19 World Series games. That's exactly what it is. I mean, it felt like a playoff game in April last year, or
Last
sorry,
night.
last
Yeah.
night. uh, Watching that game, I was excited from the jump, and it's so much better if you can watch the Padres broadcast because that announcer, their main announcer, hates the Dodgers. It is so funny.
That's like when Hawk Harrelson used to call games for the White Sox, and he'd strike
Hmm.
someone out. He'd like, he gone. Like he's so obnoxious about it. Like I love it. I love it. Or
Oh
when he,
man.
who was the guy? Dwayne Wise when he saved Mark Burley's perfect game and he made that like
Yes.
ridiculous catch. Hawk Harrelson's call of that, he like loses his mind. I'm just like, I love this guy. So
He's one of the greatest to ever do it.
no, so me and Keith aren't going to pick them later, and by the time you hear this series of Padres Dodgers will be over. But they're playing again, starting on Thursday or Friday of
Yeah, I
this
think
week
Friday.
coming up. Friday. So if you're listening to this on April 19th or April 20th, you have time to catch more Padres Dodgers if you missed out on the first weekend like a silly goose. All right. The other thing I want to note in the National League, the Mets are currently, as of this recording, in first place with 8 games played. So, Keith, will the Mets ever play a full series ever again?
Um, I hope so. Hopefully, I think the Cubs got their COVID situation figured out now because I know they had a little issue. But the Mets are gonna go through this week playing only one 9 inning game.
That's incredible.
Insane. Like I don't. And I mean they're gonna get 6 or 7 innings out of the ground tonight, or in 10 minutes.
It's like they're playing
So
Little League.
exactly,
Every
it's like
game
they're playing
7
Little League.
innings. It's
And
ridiculous.
like people were saying they should switch like every MLB game to 7 innings, but like
Yeah, I've seen that.
that's terrible.
That would be not
I don't
good.
like it.
Yeah, I don't like that
It's
either.
fun. It's fun when you're like just trying to get 2 quick games in, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I understand with everything with all the cancellations that are gonna happen this year,
Are
but
you
like
worried about DeGrom pitching Coors right now? In the next 10 minutes?
I was when it was gonna be a full game, but now that it's a 7 inning game, I'm
Yeah.
not really as worried.
He can go 6 innings, they'll yank him, save his ERA.
Exactly.
I'm with you on that, but it's just crazy how many, like, this is what I don't get, all right? Like, it's the beginning of the season. Why is Colorado having a home game right now? It got
Why don't they
snowed out yesterday. Snow.
5 years ago, I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago. Same exact date, April 16th. The Mets got snowed out in Colorado.
It's ridiculous.
I don't understand why they don't have a roof at that stadium.
Not even that. Like, I get, like, you want to play outdoors? Like, all right, that's fine. You don't get a home game until May 3rd. There you go. You're on the road for 20 days to start the season.
Oh,
like,
man.
I don't get it. Either that or you have to just make every team, like, listen, if you don't play in, like, Florida, San Diego, LA, like, retractable dome every stadium.
Retractable dome, yeah.
Like, oh, my God, I'll never understand it.
It's so frustrating.
I'll never understand it. But that's kind of our standings check, a little bit. I do want to talk about Carlos Rodon. So, big story about Carlos Rodon. I've been on this man since before he blew his elbow up the very first time. I love this stuff. He had terrible mechanics. He kind of molded his around Keuchel now. It looks like he looks a lot like Dallas Keuchel, but with better stuff at this point in his career. This guy has gone through Tommy John, shoulder surgery. He messed up his ankle at one point. Like, this guy is all made of glass. He was this close to throwing a perfect game. That guy who was hitting didn't even make an effort to get out of the way. So, like, all right, you want to break up the perfect game somehow. I guess that's one way to do it. But it's just rare that we get to see 2 no-hitters in less than a week between him and Musgrove.
That was a crazy game. I was driving home from the Mets game when I got the alert saying that he was on like no hitter watch. I was like, oh man, I have him on my fantasy team. After he had one good start, and I was like, I have to get him before Tim gets him because I knew that was gonna happen. And I put Mitch Haniger on my watch list, and he picked him up today.
Yeah.
So that's another guy that you're in love with.
I know. I love Mitch. I was worried about him because he had like back surgery. So I was like, let me give him a week or two. No one was going to draft this guy off back surgery.
Yeah.
He's hitting like 330. I'm like, nah, give him. I can't wait any longer. I can't do it. I need to have him right now.
Oh my God. But yeah, shout out Carlos Rodon, because that's an awesome achievement, especially after everything he's been through the last few years. That's huge to do.
So here's a question for you, because you picked the White Sox to go to the World Series in the American League. If they're going to get a healthy Carlos Rodon, how much scarier? Yeah, okay.
That puts him at the top. Like, that's ridiculous.
Because he's like their 5, or I guess, well, I mean,
like,
talent-wise is like their 2, but he's like their 4.
And I think Kopech is getting close to making a spot start within the next week or something like that. Apparently, he's built up and he's ready. He's looked great in the bullpen. So
I wouldn't rush him
if I did.
Too. Yeah, I wouldn't rush him.
I wouldn't rush him either, but. I mean, they're 6 and 7 right now. Not that there's anything to worry about, because the only other good team in that division is the Minnesota Twins, who are 6 and 8. So they're gonna figure it out. I mean, their run differential is huge, so they're plus 16. They're in the top 10 in runs scored in the league. So everything's gonna figure itself out eventually. Who are they playing right now? They're playing the Red Sox. So
That's a good matchup. White Sox pitching against the Red Sox current hitting.
Yeah. Well, White Sox are up 2-0 right now in the 3rd. So there's that.
Who's throwing for the White Sox today? Is it
let's see. Pavetta's starting for the Red Sox.
Okay.
Do not know who's starting for the White Sox. Whatever.
All right. Well, I guess we could check that as we go.
It's Dylan Cease.
Okay. Yeah. So he's their 5. He's their 5.
Yeah.
See, if I was the White Sox, I know this is totally off script. I would like combo Cease and Kopech together.
That makes the most sense.
Cease go like 5 or 6 innings and let Kopech finish the game.
Not even. Like, I'd let Cease go like 3 or 4.
Well, Cease is good. Like, if he's giving you innings, I'd let him go. But like, I meant like 6 at like top end. Like, if he goes 4 or 5 and then Kopech goes 4 or 5, and you can juggle it either way.
Then you throw in Liam Hendricks and you close the game.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's one way to do the 6 starting rotation thing for sure. So I just wanted to throw that in there with the rarity of the 2 no-hitters in like a week. But one thing that I do want to talk about before we get to the Yankees, Padres, and Dodgers is Shane Bieber. I've never had him in fantasy baseball before. I love him already. I could kiss this man. He's so good. He's so good. Now, the reason I bring him up is not because he's so good. Mainly that, but like, there's other reasons. Number one is, can you imagine with the Indians pitching staff how good they would be if their lineup didn't consist of like 9 junior varsity high school players?
Yeah. all they need is a little drop of offense, and they would be the second best team in
I
that division.
know they would be so good. They're pitching like
That's
between
it.
Bieber, like Plesac got rocked the other night, but like he's
Hmm.
normally pretty good. Tristan
Yeah,
McKenzie's been good for them. Like they have guys who can pitch.
yeah.
Aaron Savali is like the greatest no-name
Uh,
pitcher on the history of this planet. I have him too, and I picked him like late. Like, all right, he'll give me some
Yeah,
decent innings. Like, this dude's a
he's been
machine.
great.
Yeah, he's so good too. Like, they have a really good pitching staff.
Hmm.
But the main reason I bring Bieber up is because what they did on what was that, Tuesday or Wednesday night when he was pitching against Giolito or Monday. I don't know, it was early in the week.
Yeah.
That's
Tuesday,
what the
I think.
Mets need to do with Jacob deGrom every time he pitches. Listen, he's gonna pitch until the game is over.
Yep.
He's either gonna win the game or he's gonna lose the game. We're not taking this guy out. I don't care how many pitches he's at. If you take him out of the game, you're doing the other team a favor. So God bless you, Cleveland. Now all the Mets have to do is just copy what you did. Like on Jacob deGrom Day, there should only be
Today.
one person warms up, and that's Edwin Diaz for if we're winning. That's it. Oh.
I want DeGrom to finish 7 innings today, and then go out there in game 2 and pitch the first 2 innings.
Could you imagine how incredible that would be? It would never happen, but could you
It would never happen.
imagine how incredible that would be? Jacob deGrom comes out to start the first inning of the next game. Dude, that would be like I don't even know what
It's
what I
only
would
a
do.
30-minute gap in between games,
Yeah, he could throw.
so
a
like
little bit
it's
between.
reasonable. It like you would just have to like he would just have to imagine like his team is just out there hitting like a million
Yeah.
homers. They like put him like an 8-run inning, and just sitting there like
Could you imagine if he only threw like 80 pitches through 7 innings and they sent him out there in the second game?
if I was the manager, I would do it.
I think I would cry tears of joy.
Do you,
Like,
like
if we did that.
you make history. Like
Yeah.
what other pitcher has started 2 games in one day?
There's probably some random guy in like
Like
1908.
Stroman.
Yeah.
Stroman's the first pitcher to start 2 games on 1-day rest since like 1920 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, well, that was stupid because he threw like 7 pitches, and then
7
they were like,
pitches.
"Yeah, game's over." But no, I know
Oh,
what you
man.
mean. I know what you mean. I just want to throw that out there with Shane Bieber. Like,
Hmm.
I think that's how more teams should treat their
good.
ace. Like Garrett Cole, DeGrom, Bieber, Glass. I mean, the Rays will never do it, but Glass now, like guys like that, just let him pitch till the game's over, dude. Like, just let him go. It's fine. Like, he's a big boy.
Mhm.
But he's an adult. It's not, high school. Like, he'll be okay. But
Speaking of good pitchers, shout out Max Scherzer for passing Cy Young in all-time strikeouts yesterday.
it's exciting.
That's big for him. He's I mean, like I think we said this in the division previews. He's a Hall of Famer, like a lock now.
Hands
Like,
down. Yeah.
hands
It's
down.
not even close.
Nope.
He's got. We said it was what, 3 Cy Youngs, a ring,
3 Cy Youngs, a
Yeah.
ring.
and he's,
Yeah,
and he's
he's-
gonna have. He has 3,000 plus strikeouts, doesn't he? Or he's close.
I don't think he's at. He's close though. He's not at 3,000 yet, but I mean, this is the last year of his contract. I know he's not done. It's just a matter of is he staying in Washington or is he gonna, go somewhere else?
So here's something else that I was gonna ask you. That
Mm-hmm.
okay, with his 2,798 career strikeouts. So yeah, he's close to 3,000 strikeouts.
He's close.
He's about 200 away. But Patrick Corbin has been really bad for the
Yeah.
Nationals so far.
Yeah.
And we said before the year, I think we were in agreement, the only way the Nationals were going to do anything was if their top 3 in their rotation just carried them on their back. If you're the Nationals, do you consider just being like, it might be time to blow this up?
100%.
Yeah,
100%. I mean, Corbin struggled last year.
he did.
Struggling again this year.
His strikeout per
it's
nine
scary.
has dipped each of the last 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm. And he's on he's got still like 4 years left, I think, or 3 years left on his deal.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be locked in there for a while. And like, remember when he was in Arizona, he had the first good rookie year, fell apart. Then his contract year, he was insane. Got the huge deal with the Nationals. He was good that first year, and
Right.
then back to
Been slowed
falling
down
apart
tick.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, velocity is down too. It's bad. He was throwing like I remember. I think his last start, he was out there in like the 4th or 5th inning throwing like 86, 87
Yeah,
on his
that's
fastball.
not good.
That's
Yeah.
not good.
Well, that
And
was like
he's still
Nola
young,
pitching
too.
against the Mets. He was only throwing like
Oh my
89.
god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's another. Well, you look at him, you look at Nola, and you think like, oh, this guy throws like 95 plus, like consistently through the game, and then he'll run in little two seamers like 92, 93.
Yeah,
But yeah, he dropped down under 90
yeah,
once he got over like 80 pitches, that's also scary.
yeah,
Because if Nola, like we said before, if
yeah.
Nola goes down, the Phillies are done.
I know. Even though Eflin has pitched well, but yeah,
Eflin has
yeah.
been pitching well, which is their big X factor.
But talking about pitching, that was a good transition there. So the Yankees starting pitching ERA outside of Garrett Cole before today's game was 6.49. They pretty much got a nothing out of the other four guys in their rotation. It's not good. Do you think this is going to push or rush them to get Garcia and Severino back into the rotation?
Definitely.
Yeah.
They're gonna be working so quick. How long do you think until Kluber's DFA'd? I'm giving it until end of June because he's not gonna turn it around. I don't even think he's gonna get DFA'd.
That far.
I don't think he's gonna get DFA'd. I think he's just gonna get put on the 60-day IL, and that's it. They're just gonna ride him out to the end of the season on the injured list.
See, if I was a team that needed help in the bullpen, I'd trade for him.
Yeah.
Because I can max you out for one inning and you'd be really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Kluber's that's his last resort right now.
Yeah.
He's just gotta say, I'm done as a starter. Throw me in the bullpen. But we were talking about this last week. Like, why can't the Yankees beat the Rays ever?
I know, it's so weird.
It's so funny. But I mean, it's not just their pitching. Nobody's hitting outside LeMahieu and Judge.
I know. They got knocked around by Toronto too.
Mm-hmm. You have Aaron Hicks hitting like third, fourth, whatever. He's hitting like 130.
Yeah.
That's your middle of the order. Hicks and Stanton, and they're both hitting like 130, 150, something like that. Stanton was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts today. He's hitting 167 with a 528 OPS.
That's hands down the worst contract in baseball.
Awful.
Yeah.
he literally played for the contract and then he went back to
Derek Jeter from the Yankees, the gift that keeps on giving, but this time not in the best way.
Yep. I think Jeter knew what he was doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, but yeah, the
Yankees have to turn it around though, right? There's no way this keeps up all year. They're hitting anyway. They're pitching. I think
Voit. I think Voit is a lot more important to that core of Yankees players than a lot of people think. Because when he's back, things are gonna turn around. But I don't know. It's scary.
See, I think the most like a team that like under no circumstances cannot afford to not win their division is the New York Yankees. Because if they have to burn Garrett Cole in a wild card game, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have to pitch him on short rest, and I'm pretty sure in like game 2 or 3, yeah. And I'm pretty sure he does not have a good history of pitching on short rest.
No, he does not.
I think the Astros tried and he got rocked, right?
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah. So he's yeah. If they end up in a wild card, it's gonna be bad news for them. Speaking of another team that can't hit, the Cubs also cannot hit, but they put up 13 runs today. They're only in the 7th inning, so they're starting to turn it around. Actually, as of the end of games on Thursday, they had played 6 more games than the Mets, and the Mets had 5 more total hits as a team than they did.
And the Mets aren't even playing that well.
The Mets aren't even playing well. So that's saying a lot about how the Cubs are doing.
So between like McNeil and Conforto, they have like 5 hits combined.
Yeah. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, trust me, I know about Conforto. He's currently screwing me over in our league. Him and Marcell Ozuna batting a combined like 209.
Yeah, and I have McNeil. McNeil's killing me. I'm about to drop Tommy Pham when Kyle Lewis comes back.
Tommy Pham's been really bad.
He got benched. He's done.
I know.
I think Jorge Mateo's taking over for him. So whatever.
That's crazy. That's crazy talk. But yeah, listen. Yankees, I think they're going to turn it around sooner rather than later. Once it gets a little bit warmer, I think they'll be good. Do you agree with that or no?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Cole is kind of like DeGrom. I mean, DeGrom used to be a fair weather pitcher where it had to be like 75 and sunny like every single game where he was going to pitch terrible. I think Cole's kind of the same way. But it's not nice outside. He's a little bit of a baby.
I mean, he's been good though.
He's been good so far.
Yeah,
He has been good.
and
But
more
I
their
remember
hitting.
opening day,
He didn't look
it was
sharp.
cold, it
Yeah,
was misty. He was off. But I mean, still 5 innings, 10
yeah.
strikeouts or
I
whatever.
mean, that was the same day that Shane Bieber is out here pitching in a blizzard.
In a blizzard,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my
And
god.
he gave up three. I remember the tweets after that game, like, "Oh, this is what happens when, when Bieber has to pitch and not a Mickey Mouse season, blah blah blah." And now he's given up like 3 hits over his other
Yeah,
starts combined. I'm like, dude, this guy's so good. What he talk? He's pitching in literally a blizzard. Like, oh god.
yeah, and literally a
He
blizzard.
gave up a like 2-run opposite field homer to Miguel Cabrera, who didn't even know it went
Mhm.
over the fence. Like, come on, what are we talking about out here? But the last team I want to get to before we get to some fantasy nuggets and an upcoming series, Padres Dodgers. We kind of touched on it before. Bench is cleared in the 10th inning. They're playing again tonight. They're playing Sunday, and they're playing next weekend. Right? We said it's almost like you get to see 19 World Series games. Do you think if they somehow were to meet up in the playoffs, whether it has to be the division series, I guess, because one of them's going to be the wild card. So
Yeah.
if they met up in the division series, does the winner of that automatically, like, is that the World Series? Like, if the Padres play the Dodgers and the NLDS, is that the World Series?
I think we touched on this in the division previews where if that's the matchup, that's the biggest series.
Yeah.
Once like whoever gets past that has an easy road ahead of them.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Those are the clearly not only the two best teams in the National League. Those are the two best teams in
the
baseball.
league. Yeah, hands down.
Like by far.
Like if the Padres played the Yankees in the World Series, you think the Yankees would win more than 2 games?
No.
I don't think so either. They don't have
No.
pitching to
Two
hang
games.
in
Two
there.
games. Like generous.
Well, you figure they'll probably win Cole's game.
They'll win Colts game.
Well, but
Yeah.
you got to figure if the season's on the line, they're going to pitch him twice. They're going to have to win one of those.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. And the Yankees were supposed to be on paper like the hands down best team in the AL, and we're saying the Padres, who are already the best team in their division, would probably like close to sweep them.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Because him and Darvish can go neck and neck, or even him and Snell, whoever you want to put out there.
Snell has not been that great, but yes.
He got knocked out of the first, but I mean, I'm sure he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's say you put Darvish and Cole up to each other. Let's say they both give up 1 run, do like 7 innings. They both get yanked. Then the Padres,
Bullpen game.
bullpen, but it's a bullpen game, and the Padres are gonna win that.
Yeah, they are. They have the lowest ERA in the league, and that's with Snell not pitching well, Clevenger out for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's insanity.
Yeah,
they got crushed by Pittsburgh like 2 days ago. I was like, what is happening right now?
And they still have the lowest ERA in the league.
But that's kind of like a quick recap around the league right there. That was 30 quality minutes right there of around the league. We tried to get to as many teams as possible. And like I said before, I just want to keep throwing it out there. If we're leaving your team for dead, like you're a Royals fan or you're an Angels fan or you like the Mariners.
Listen, Angels have been hot.
I know, but we didn't really talk about them. Because obviously we're on a time limit. So if you're a fan of one of those teams, let us know. Comment, rate and review us on Apple. You can hit us up on Instagram. Like, we will talk about your team. Whoever our loyal listeners are, we're going to gear the show towards you. Right now, a lot of Mets and Yankees talk because a lot of the people that message us, Mets and Yankees fans. You want us to talk more about the Reds and how Nick Castellanos is the best Nick to ever play baseball? I'll be more than happy to talk about that. All right? So that was kind of that, wrapping up around the league there. So now it's time for my favorite segment on every Beak Brands podcast. Who's your Randy? All right, so it's our fantasy segment. We try to aim for someone you can stream who will be hot like Randy Rosarania last year, and it's a play on Who's Your Daddy. So, Keith, who do you got this week as your random guy that you're picking up that you think can help your team in the short term or the long term? You tell me which kind of way you're going.
I got former first overall pick Casey Mize on the Detroit Tigers, only owned in about like 44-45% of leagues, both Yahoo and ESPN. Through 2 starts, he's got a .82 ERA, through 11 innings, 9 strikeouts. He's pitching well so far. He got rocked early against the A's today, but it's the A's and they're hot.
They are.
and he might face it one more time if they play each other later, and that's just how it lines up. He might not. So if you look at his stuff, if like his fastball and his breaking balls are sharp, he's starting to piece everything together. After those first two rough innings, he shut down the A's after that today. So he's still coming around. He's still going to pitch well. If you play in a league where, strikeouts per 9 means a lot, he is going to come in clutch for you.
I think he's one of those guys where, like, because, like, DeGrom's kind of like that, and, like, Bieber's kind of like that, too, like Frankie Montas. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't get to them in the first inning, like Max Scherzer, like, you're not going to touch them the rest of the game. Like, once they get into a groove, it's a wrap.
It's done.
I think Mize is developing into one of those guys. Like, in the first inning and the second inning, you can kind of tell, like, he's kind of feeling out his stuff. But if you let him get into a groove, he's really good.
That's it.
If I had any bad pitchers on my fantasy team, I would have added him. But, like, my worst pitcher is literally Zach Gallen. So I can't drop anybody. But, yes, I completely agree. My random of the week is Zach Mckinstry, plays for the Dodgers. I wrote about him, so if you missed it, I'm thinking every Thursday we're going to do a little waiver wire for baseball there. Got a lot of love this week. Just throwing that out there. So for today, I'm going to pick a guy that I wrote about on Thursday. So if you want some more info, it's up on the website, beakbrands.com. A little selfish plug there. So here we go. Zach Mckinstry, he is currently hitting well above 300. All right? He has some pop. He's going to play every day as long as Cody Bellinger is out, and they just said Cody Bellinger this morning has a hairline fracture in his leg, knee, whatever you want to call it, and is out indefinitely, which means McKinstry is going to play a ton until Bellinger comes back. That's a great thing, because if you play on the Dodgers, even when you're terrible, all right, which I don't even know how good Zach McKinstry is, the lineup is so ridiculous. He's going to see a lot of fastballs. He's going to have a lot of chances to drive in runs and or score, depending on where they bat him in the lineup. So, like me and Keith said before the year, if you can get anyone on the Dodgers or the Padres on your fantasy baseball team, go for it, because they can hit. McKinstry definitely qualifies. He has shot up in the ownership, like, roster percentage. He's owned in about 50% of leagues as of today. So he may or may not be available in your specific league, but if he is available somewhere in your league, he qualifies for 2 positions, outfield, second base, so you can kind of move him around, or utility, obviously, if you play with utility spots. And he's available in half the leagues, so there's a pretty good chance he might be available for you. So that's my guy.
Grab him ASAP, because if he hits a big home run in this Padres series, it's going to be too late by the time this comes out on Monday. So hopefully he goes over 4 with 4 strikeouts these next 2 days and then picks it up again.
Yeah. What I might have to do, we might have to snip that for the people at home, throw it on Instagram, get it out early to them so they can pick this guy up.
Oh yeah.
But so those are our 2 randoms. So Zach McKinstry, Casey Mize, Keith going back-to-back pitchers to start the year. All right.
I think three straight.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I picked a closer last week.
Right, you did pick a
closer
last week.
My man John Means the week before.
Also, Lou Trevino, still owned in less than 40% of leagues. He was the guy I picked last week. I wrote about him again this week. He has 2 saves this week. Go add Lou Trevino. If you need saves, go add him. They're hot right now. Please, go do it. I'm trying to help you.
They're hot, and they're going to keep winning. So
that's right.
Get him while he's hot.
All right, Keith, last thing we got to take care of today. What is your favorite series upcoming this week? I got to pick first, so I'll let you share yours first.
You get to pick first.
Yeah. So what do you got? You want me to
pick
go?
it first.
Okay.
Pick, right? Yeah. I went first last week.
Okay. I'm trying to be a nice guy. My series of the week, then. I went AL last week. I'll go NL this week. Share the love there. Brewers, Padres. All right, now. Christian Yelich did land on the injured list for the Brewers, which is not good. But like me and Keith have said, they're rostering 4 starting outfielders, and you can only play 3 of them. So I guess this is going to vault Jackie Bradley into a full-time thing. Even more of a full-time thing.
Lorenzo Cain's still hurt, right?
Is
he back?
I thought he was back.
I think he's back. Yeah. But still,
I
Yeah.
can check
It's,
that real quick. Let's see.
you know,
Lorenzo
losing
Kane.
losing Yelich is that's your MVP. That's
Yeah.
your core of the lineup. That's once he's down, that everyone else takes a hit. And Jackie Bradley Jr. has not been hitting.
Yeah, well, we knew that.
So yeah.
Yeah, so actually no, they ended up putting Kane on the 10-day IL, so he is not
Hmm.
available. So obviously this Yelich news is not good for them. But the reason I'm picking this series is because one, any chance I can watch the Padres, I'm gonna do it. That's number one.
Yep.
Number two is the Brewers are still a fun team. Between the rest of the guys they have Travis Shaw, they have Keston Hiura, right? They have, like we said, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center who can make some plays. They have the best left-handed reliever to ever play baseball, Josh Hader, in the bullpen. Love that guy. And
Hmm.
obviously, Woodruff and Corbin Burns have been really good, especially Burns, to start the
Burns has
year.
been insane to
Yeah,
start this
yeah,
year.
you have him in our
He-
league. Yeah,
every game he goes out there, 7 innings, like 12 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed.
yeah.
Like
No
he's
decision.
yeah, no decision, no decision about the sport.
Oh
So
man.
yeah.
But that's my series mostly because I like star power, and you're gonna
Hmm.
get it in the Brewers Padres series.
Oh yeah, 100%. So I think I went NL last week. I think I picked this Phillies
And
Cardinals
the
series that's going on
Cardinals,
right
you
now.
did. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go AL. And I'm gonna pick, a nice middle of the week series with the White Sox and the Indians. Indians are 7-6 as of right now, as of Saturday. White Sox are 6-7. Um, you know, everyone in that division is 500, like I've been saying all this time. So, this is a chance for the White Sox to break out. If they sweep the series, all of a sudden they're on top.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Twins keep losing, they're buried a little bit. They're six behind, seven behind. So this is a chance to, in a division game, to start breaking away a little bit. Um, I think they'll have some of the bigger arms in their rotation coming around to pitch that turn for that series, so that'll be big for them. But they'll probably have to face Bieber at some point in that series too, which it's gonna be hard.
See, I thought Bieber was pitching tomorrow,
Is he?
which is
Oh, he
Sunday.
is. He
Yeah,
is.
because I need him against
So
your
they're gonna
dad in
miss
our
him.
league. Because I didn't realize your dad was out here adding a pitcher every single day. Because, all right, so real quick about me and Keith's league, right? We normally don't put the acquisition limit on until someone is like being a maniac. Yes, Bieber is
Yeah.
pitching tomorrow, which is Sunday, so he might miss that series altogether,
Hmm.
depending on how many days it goes. And I just didn't think it was going to be your dad out here first year in the league adding so many pitchers. And I kept checking, and I'm
he
like, how does this guy have so many
he had
pitchers every
he
day?
had like three guys get hurt on Monday, so he picked up two relievers
Yeah.
on Monday. Then he wanted to pick up Cueto, so he did it, and then he picked up DeSclafani.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you got to watch out for your acquisition limit or whatever. But I also forgot that he added those two relievers. I thought he had one more,
Yeah,
but
he added so many. Well, Emmanuel Clace
they
also counted towards this thing
yeah.
because it wasn't until at night on Sunday he added him. So I looked at because I'm losing. I'm gonna lose this week, but I was like, how am I down by so many points? Like my team is like batting 295 this week as a whole. Like my ERA is like under 2, and I'm like, this guy's added like 85 points off waivers. That's why I'm losing by so many points.
It was Saquon. Saquon's added like six guys this week too.
Yeah, he's way over. Well, but his are all hitters though, because his
His
hitters are
yeah, his
dead.
were hitters.
Yeah. So there you go. Orlando, if you're listening, you got your win over me. You cheater, pumpkin eater. I'll see you next time when you don't get 6 waiver ads and I only get 3. All right.
I think he only got four. He only got four.
Was it
It's not
4?
that bad.
Saquon
It's
had
four.
6, but whatever. Not the point. So listen, enough about our league. I know me and Keith like to talk about it because that's our fun league where it's like everything's
Yeah.
positive points. And I will continue to end every show with if you do not play in a league with no negatives, you need to try it at least one
You need
time.
to try it.
It is so much fun. Because even like I'm getting my ass beat this week and I'm having a good time about it. So listen, next week we're gonna come out here before I tease the show. Obviously, like I said before, I'll keep saying it because you guys don't listen. Hit us up on Instagram or comment on our posts or the YouTube video or Apple or Spotify. Like, let us know what teams you want to hear about. Right? We talked a little Yankees today because we got a little DM there like, yeah, I hate the Yankees. You need to talk about them. So that's kind of where we're at. So if you listen and you're not from New York, because like we're a New York-based company, and you want to hear about some other team, like according to our numbers here, large audience out in Seattle. All right. So if you listen. Okay, and you want some more Mariners talk, me and Keith will literally
Mariners.
stay up and watch the Mariners. Like, we don't care. We'll do it. All right, we're up anyway, so you might as well watch it. So that's kind of that. Remember, go to the website, beakbrands.com. Follow at BeakBrands, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All right, I'm at Tim Ferdinand. He's at Keith Hernandez with 2 Z's. Obviously, like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, comment, let us know what's going on. The bots have found our YouTube channel, so like we're making progress because the bots have found us. All right,
we're gonna get big.
We need more real people out here. And then if you're strictly an audio listener, hook us up with a rate and review, a subscribe, a follow, whatever you could do for us. All right, me and Keith are open to suggestions as always. But Keith, if you don't have anything else to go with, I think we're done.
Yeah, I mean, go play MLB The Show. It's out now.
Yes, go play MLB The Show, now available on PlayStation and Xbox.
And Xbox.
Which me and Keith play.
Free plug for the show.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, where's MLB at? You should sponsor us,
please.
Yeah. All right, so we will talk. Well, you'll hear us next week. And listen, enjoy the rest of your Monday or Tuesday. So we're out of here.